If you're a music producer, this is the cold hard truth that you need to understand. And hopefully I don't make anybody mad by saying this.
So apparently how you make your music nowadays, it doesn't matter at all. If you're somebody that totally agrees with that, like music is just, subjective and it doesn't matter how you make it. Obviously, we know music is subjective. I don't know why I said that. But like, if you don't care how your music turns out or how you make it, drop it down in the comments saying like, yeah, music doesn't matter anymore. Like how you make it, it's just the outcome that matters. The final result is what matters. And if there's somebody that's like, no, I totally disagree. I think it matters. Take some dignity or whatever. I think it completely matters how you make everything happen. Then drop that in the comments as well. So this person right here, the Frenetic, this person's been making beats for a while now. I've been following this person for like maybe a couple 5 years, even 4 years, since I started making music like 4 years ago. So I know they're a good beat maker, and let's see what they had to say about, how you make your music nowadays.
If you're a music producer, this is the cold hard truth that you need to understand. And hopefully I don't make anybody mad by saying this. But nobody cares about what DAW you use. Nobody cares if you sample. Nobody cares where you got your samples from. Nobody cares if you don't sample and you played every instrument on the album. Nobody cares if you only use hardware. Nobody cares if you only use software. Nobody cares if you made it in the studio and you mixed it yourself. Nobody cares if you made it in a day. Nobody cares if you made it in a year. And if you're a vocalist, I probably sound crazy because half the time, y'all don't even care who made the beat to begin with. And y'all probably gonna steal it anyway. Nah, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. All the time that you spend worrying about all this little stuff is precious time taken away from just creating the art. Because at the end of the day, people only care about what it sounds like and how it makes them feel. But that's a whole other topic for a different day.
Okay, so actually, this person, to be completely honest with you, I agree with this to a certain extent. Music is subjective, right? It shouldn't matter how you make it. It doesn't matter to me. Like if you use samples, if you use loops, that's totally fine. I'm totally for that because nowadays music has changed. Back then there wasn't so many loops to use. People were still sampling stuff back then, which was like more of the hip hop thing. But it just depends, I feel like, on everyone. Like it comes down to every single person individually, how you feel about making your music. I do take a little bit of dignity when it comes to like what loops I'm going to use. Sometimes I'm like, I want to feel like I created something within the loop if I'm using one. If I'm just slapping two loops together, like nowadays you have MIDI tracks that you can just go ahead and bring in some drums, some MIDI drums, and then bring in a loop. At the end of the day, this person is correct. Like nobody is going to care. Nobody's even going to ask, hey, how did you make that? Or like maybe some other producers will ask that, but nobody's really going to ask like, how did you make that? Like, wow, like how did you do that? Unless you're like super good at mixing and then you feel good about that, which is totally fine as well. But I feel like when you're creating, when there's like a process to create something, I think you should feel, part of that creation. And like I said, if you're going to use a loop or you're going to do something like adding your own drums, maybe step by step, or just implementing something into the loop that wasn't there already, I think should be something that should be done. Let's just say, for instance, like if you're part of a basketball team in the NBA and you're always sitting on the bench and let's just say the starters are always playing the game, and when they win the championship, do you really feel part of the win? Did you really do something to make that happen? I know it's like probably a terrible example or whatever, but what I'm trying to say is like, feel part of what you're making. Don't just slap some things together and then, okay, I did this, I'm done. Technically, did you really though? Think about it. Did you really make that? Like, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Sometimes you just gotta feel part of the creation that you're doing. So, drop it down in the comments. I want to know what your opinion is. Like, does it matter? Does it matter? Like, does it really matter to you, or you just don't care? You just want to take credit for something you didn't do at all? Or, oh, I could put these things together and magic. Like, anybody could do that. My 4-year-old son could put two loops together. He knows how to control a mouse and drag some stuff in. But at the end of the day, yes, nobody cares. They're absolutely right. this person is absolutely right. Nobody cares the outcome. The consumer is what matters. So if you're a genius and if you're doing it more for like the business side of things and you just want to get like Spotify streams and you know how to put things together and, you know, you work the easy way, hey, all props to you. You know, kudos to you. But if you have some dignity and you be like, I want to just know that I made this. I feel fulfilled because I made this. And it's more of like a pride, dignity, self, worth, I don't know, type of thing, or, you know that you felt something, then maybe it does matter how you make it at the end of the day. But anyways, like I said, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these videos. Until next time, stay blessed, stay positive. Peace.